Good evening, San Diego. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis, and thank you for tuning in for your CBS 8 Plus weather update. Today, we saw that sunshine out there. It was absolutely gorgeous. Then we started to see the clouds rolling in again. And while those clouds are going to stick around the forecast for tomorrow, so you're looking at partly sunny skies out there. Now, we do have a weak disturbance that's sweeping through. That's why we're still seeing the cloud cover, and that's why we saw the sunshine right behind that recent storm system yesterday that left us with a dreary day. And then we got to the sunshine throughout the day, and we saw the clouds building in because that low is getting a little bit closer towards us. So it's a weak disturbance. It's going to keep our temperatures near seasonal, even the possibility of a few isolated showers across the mountains. More favorable for the mountains, slight chance west of the mountains. But here's the thing. It would be about a trace to potentially maybe even a tenth of an inch of rainfall. And so there is a very slight chance that we could see some additional activity. Then we gear up for the weekend. Valentine's Day is looking pretty good. Sunshine back in the forecast, and also talking about a slight bump up in temperatures, more widespread 70s across the inland valleys, but then those temperatures come down, and that's because we have another low pressure system. That one's going to be stronger. That's bringing in a chance for some wet weather. That's going to start late on Sunday night and carry us into the first half of next week. Also tapping into an atmospheric river. We're talking about some heavy rainfall before lows actually move over us, and as a result, that brings down our snow level. So a much more active week is in store for us weather-wise by next week. When we look at our overnight lows, starting off tomorrow morning at 48 degrees for Escondido. The same for Fallbrook, also talking about 50 degrees as an overnight low for Poway, 53 degrees for downtown, the same for Chula Vista. You get to daytime highs for tomorrow, widespread 60s in our forecast. That's going to put us in that near seasonal range, as I mentioned, and you got 68 degrees. That's for Escondido, the same for Miramar and also for downtown. 66 degrees expected for Chula Vista. You have 64 degrees for Encinitas. You also have 71 degrees. That's going to be for El Cajon, so a little bit warmer than usual for El Cajon. Average high is around 67, and we have the 50s for the mountains. Your surf forecast about 3 to 5 feet and a high risk of rip currents at our local beaches. That water temperature for tomorrow will be 63 degrees. So we have the area of low pressure, as I mentioned, that gets a little bit closer towards us, relatively weak, but a lot of that moisture is ahead of it. And so for us, it's only a slight chance we could see some additional light showers. And as mentioned, that chance is like about 14% west of the mountains, more favorable for the mountains. It's not a high chance, but something could happen. Then we gear up for the weekend. There's that area of high pressure bringing in the sunshine for Valentine's Day. So if you had any outdoor plans, Mother Nature is the least of your concerns, but she will be your concern by the start of next week. We have the clouds building up all ahead of this low pressure system. That's going to be throughout the day on Sunday. We have the clouds building in, then by Sunday night, once we get to about midnight on, that's when we're talking about some heavier rainfall. So it's a time frame of the moderate to heavy rainfall. As this area of low pressure is a bigger one, it creates more of a dip in the jet stream. That's tapping into subtropical moisture with an atmospheric river. So we have that in the forecast, tapping into that for Monday, increasing our flood threat, because with atmospheric rivers, we have a tendency to get heavier rainfall. And we have heavy rainfall in the forecast. It's going to be heavy at times. So yesterday was light to moderate. By Monday, it's going to be moderate to heavy. As a result, that brings in potential for 1 to 2 inches of rainfall west of the mountains. Also talking about this low being a cold one, so that helps to bring down the snow level. And it's not just that one. We have other low pressure systems that will be sweeping through. So that brings down the snow level near about 4,500 feet by Wednesday, looking at the potential for mountain snow on Wednesday and Thursday. So as I mentioned, not just that low, but other lows that will also follow suit. As a result, that keeps chances for wet weather in our forecast all the way through Thursday, and then we have a little bit more of a clearing once we hit about Friday afternoon, being on the backside of one of those lows, so allowing us to dry out just a little bit more. There's your slight chance for Friday, goes down even more for Saturday and Sunday. And then, as I mentioned, Sunday night, that's when things start to change up. We have the cloud cover building in. We start to have some light showers being possible out there, but then that heavier rainfall set for Monday with that atmospheric river. Still holding on to some high chances for wet weather through about the middle of the week. As we continue to tap into that atmospheric river, then the low itself moves over us. Other lows also do the same. And so once we get to about Wednesday and Thursday, it becomes a little bit more with scattered showers in the forecast, not necessarily focusing on the heavy rainfall like we will be for Monday, but still with additional wet weather, especially if you're talking about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, especially over a 72-hour period. Any additional wet weather could lead to flood concerns continuing. So that is something we will be monitoring as we look at the days ahead. We're still pretty far out from this happening. Over the weekend, that's when models get a little bit more fine-tuned as that system does approach. Any additional details, of course, we would have it for you. But when we look at the weather impacts, as I mentioned, it's starting on late Sunday night. So it's the widespread rain. It's also the chance for mountain snow. That heaviest and most active period that we're anticipating when it does come to the rainfall, that is going to be for Monday morning through Tuesday night. And then for the mountains, that's going to be about Monday night through Wednesday morning. That's the same time frame for the desert as well. The desert could see about an inch of rainfall during this period. And so we are looking at weather impact alert days for next week because of this active weather. So the next few days, pretty quiet out there, pretty tame as well. We have the sunshine, the bump up in temperatures, a slight one for Valentine's Day on Saturday for the inland valleys, bringing those widespread 60s back into widespread low 70s on Saturday. The temperatures dropping off a little bit more. That's going to be by Sunday as we have the clouds building in. And then temperatures are really dropping. These lows are going to be cold. That's what's helping to bring down that snow level. As a result, we have daytime highs that we back into the upper 50s, and that's going to be well below seasonal. You're seeing that for Wednesday and Thursday of next week, with weather impact alert days starting on Monday. For the mountains, you have weather impact alert days also starting on Monday, but then you see that we make that transition from the focus of the rainfall for the mountains on Monday and Tuesday, and then shifting as that snow level comes down to about 4,500 feet. Above that, upwards of potentially about 7 to 14 inches of snow for Mount Laguna. So we are looking at that snow in the forecast, potentially even seeing a few inches of snow being possible for Palomar Mountain as well as for Julian. So our mountains potentially being on alert with a winter weather advisory or even a winter storm watcher warning. So we will keep you posted on that. As of tonight, just telling you it's in the forecast. We're still waiting to see what the model suggests when it does come to just how much we could see. So that's going to be on Wednesday and Thursday with a chance for some snow in our local mountains, much cooler temperatures going back into the 40s for daytime highs. After you have the 60s, and that's going to be for Valentine's Day on Saturday. You have the 70s for daytime highs for the desert, back into the 60s as well as the 50s for next week. You're looking at 3 weather impact alert days for the desert. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then drier conditions start to prevail. That's going to be on Thursday, not seeing the lows push that moisture a little bit more west of the mountains by that day. So more of a focus on a little bit more sunshine for the desert by Thursday of next week, and also talking about a little bit more of a bump up in temperatures, but still below seasonal for this time of the year. I hope you're having a great night. Of course, we'll keep you posted on the storm system in the days ahead. Have a good one.